Good morning, Destiny players, and welcome to the first video of the new expansion. If my voice sounds a little bit quiet, I apologize. My mic is dying, and I got a new one on the way. We're starting this year off with the good old Hunter and the new Prismatic subclass. The next few weeks will be all Prismatic, if I can think of stuff. It's gonna be good. Stay tuned for what the burger is cooking. I am Bleed Burger, your local witness these nuts kind of guy. Welcome to the video. This one is a brand new build, not a rehash like I've done for the last few videos, although it does take an exotic I've covered before and uses it in a new way. Do the usual liking and subscribing that all content creators ask you to do, and let's begin. To start, let's talk the exotic. We're using the Gyrfalcon's Hauberk Hunter chest piece for this build. When emerging from invisibility, your void weapons gain volatile rounds. You also gain more weapon damage and a reserve overshield when you use a finisher on an enemy while invisible. The overshield can be deployed by using a class ability. With this build, I'm starting a new thing with these videos, a checklist. Since we're on Prismatic, Transcendence is the goal, so we have a few things to check off, a mix of light and dark abilities and weapons, all while maintaining the build we're going for. Let's start with a checklist. With this checklist, we need a few things. Number one is an even spread of light and dark weapons. With these weapons, the choices I made were very specific to this build to make Gyrfalcon's work. To start, use a void weapon. I recommend a void primary so that way Gyrfalcon's perk is more effective. I'm personally using Recluse because it's very good. Next, the dark damage weapon. This season introduced a strand rocket sidearm, so I'm using that. In the gameplay, it's not the crafted version, but I did actually get the crafted version right after recording this. The rocket sidearms are incredible, so it's a good pairing. Number 2 on the checklist is abilities that mix light and dark. Personally, I'm using Withering Blade, which allows you to throw out a shuriken that bounces and has 2 melee charges alongside the Swarm Grenade, which got buffed this expansion. So that's the light and dark checked off for weapons, and the light and dark checked off for abilities. So how about the super? Really, choose whatever you'd like to use for the super. I enjoy Silence and Squall a lot, so I'm using that. Make sure you're also using Gambler's Dodge so we can get Withering Blade back. You'd be surprised how quick our darkness bar fills when using Withering Blade. Anyways, let's move to fragments and aspects, then check off the Gyrfalcon synergy even more. The first aspect is pretty interesting, as you can really go with 2 choices. Both work pretty well, either Winter Shroud or Gunpowder Gamble. If you want more utility, and arguably the better option, choose Winter Shroud, which allows dodging to slow nearby enemies, and slowing also recharges your class ability faster. Gunpowder Gamble is more for ad control and fun. Ability kills, elemental debuff kills, or solar weapon kills charge up a big grenade which can be shot to explode, charging an ignition. When you look at the 2 aspects, only Winter Shroud triggers the next aspect, Stylus Executioner, but Gunpowder Gamble is more fun. With Stylus Executioner, killing an enemy that has an elemental debuff applied to them gives invisibility and true sight, aka wall hacks, and allows melees while invisible to weaken enemies. Withering Blade and Swarm Grenade also trigger Stylus Executioner. Both apply a debuff as they kill, so we have what we need checked off so far. Light weapon damage, dark weapon damage, even split of light and dark abilities, and aspects that synergize with Gyrfalcons. So how about fragments? This just helps everything along. First, we have Facet of Hope. Having an elemental buff allows your class ability to recharge faster. Facet of Dawn. Powered melee hits, which we do quite a lot, make you radiant. Powered melee kills make you and nearby allies radiant. Facet of Balance. Rapid light damage gives melee energy. Rapid dark damage gives grenade energy. We do a lot of both so we get our ability energy quickly. Facet of Awakening. Rapid kills of dark or light energy or super kills makes an elemental pickup of the damage type. So Fire Sprites, Station Shards, Void Breaches, or Tangles is what we can make with our setup. Facet of Purpose. Picking up an orb gives an elemental buff based on our equipped super. For us, Frost Armor. Now let's get to the whipped cream on top of this milkshake of a build. The mods. Stuff that works with ability spammage. This mod selection is very neutral. No surges or kickstarts are used, although you may flex a bit and use weapon surges if you wish. On helmet, hands on, and ashes to assets, giving extra super energy in accordance to the ability kill listed in the mod, so melee and grenade respectively. We also have a siphon for void to pair with Recluse. Make orbs on double kills or more with void weapons. On arms, double impact induction. Powered melee damage gives grenade energy back. If it's like pre-final shape values, it's 17% with 2 mods on a 7-second cooldown. We also have heavy handed. Power melee kills make an aura power with a 10-second cooldown with 1 mod. On boots, skipping chest piece as usual, double absolution. Picking up an aura power gives energy to all abilities. We make a lot of orbs so it's easy to proc this, and they give quite a lot of energy. We also have Recuperation, giving a chunk of health on orb pickup. On class item, Double Distribution, gives ability energy to all abilities when you use your class item near enemies. Yes, it does trigger within the same range as Gambler's Dodge. We also have Reaper, using your class ability allows your next weapon kill to make an overpower, 10-second cooldown. So there's the mods, and here's the usual overview of them. Why no dim link in the description? According to other content creators, they actually end up hurting analytics. So you get this overview, have fun with it. Now to how this build plays. This build is a very heavy ability spam build, able to use our abilities like primaries. Tons of Withering Blades, Swarm Grenades, Gunpowder Gambles, and Invisibility. The Gyrfalcons allows us to stay safe as set ability kills make us invisible. Bungie really cooked with Prismatic and this build has been a blast. We get Radiant, Frost Armor, and more with the ability to make elemental pick us with our fragments and just continue to spam abilities to our heart's content. Even being able to gain Transcend is very easy. Just a handful of kills and we're already there. Use this build today if you want to throw as many abilities as possible and go invisible very often. Stay tuned for the next video, where I take Titan into overdrive. Very hyped for that video. Thank you all for watching. Blade Burger, out.